E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, because apparently just E.T. was far too complex for the average moviegoer to comprehend.
Oh, great.
Follows the titular character after he's accidentally left behind on Earth by his fellow Martians, only to be discovered by a lonely boy named Elliot, played by Henry Thomas, and his siblings Michael and Gertie, played by Robert McNaughton and Drew Barrymore respectively. The trio try to keep E.T. a secret from everyone until government agents come and knock in to experiment on the poor alien, and it's up to the kids to help E.T. escape in order to get him safely home, culminating in it. Nothing bad happens, don't worry about it. I just got to the trivia.
It was an accident.
The idea for the film dates all the way back to Spielberg's childhood, specifically the aftermath of his parents' divorce in 1960. The young Steven would often cope with his confused feelings by imagining an alien companion who would keep him company during his troubled childhood, stating that his imaginary friend would become the brother he never had and the father he didn't feel he had anymore. I can't stop. I mean, it's a bit weird for him to imagine an alien of all things, a bit schizophrenic, but poor Steven!
Shut up.
In 1978, shortly after the success of Close Encounters, Spielberg announced that his next project would be a low-budget film entitled Growing Up. No. This one wouldn't be AIDS.
Oh, great.
Which he would shoot in just 4 weeks, but delays during the filming of 1941 caused him to shelve the project for the time being. However, the idea for the movie resurfaced during the filming of Raiders of the Lost Ark in Tunisia, when memories of his childhood creation resurfaced in response to him being so far away from his family and friends. He told his friend Melissa Matheson about his ideas, which led to her developing a screenplay regarding a friendly alien called Buddy who befriends an autistic child.
Hey, wait a second!
The script would go through several drafts over the following 8 weeks, adding in iconic scenes such as the chase sequence on the bikes and the scene where the alien gets drunk, until she finally produced a script entitled E.T. and Me in 8 weeks, which Spielberg loved.
Good!
Following the success of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Spielberg and Matheson presented the script to Marvin Atanowski, the head of Columbia Pictures, initially pitching it as a sequel to Close Encounters. However, Atanowski felt the script had limited commercial potential, feeling that it would only appeal to young children. As a result, Columbia passed on the project, leading to Steven taking the script to Sid Sheinberg, the president of Universal, who loved it and instantly agreed to purchase the rights.
It's going to work.
When designing the alien creature, the makeup team took inspiration from the faces of Carl Sandburg, Ernest Hemingway and Albert Einstein, and used a mixture of animatronic puppetry and actors in costumes to bring E.T. to life. This entire process alone cost the production $1.5 million.
I'm not stupid, you know.
As for the voice, it was initially performed by actress Pat Welsh, who was an extremely heavy smoker, which gave her vocals that the filmmakers felt suited the character. Other elements were also added to give the voice a more alien feel, such as a recording of Spielberg's wife snoring, as well as several animal sounds including raccoons, otters and horses.
I've been wishing for this since I was 10 years old.
Filming began in September 1981 in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, and Spielberg decided to shoot the movie in chronological order to help the child actors with the workload and in order to get more emotive performances out of his cast. He felt that the ending would hit much harder if the children really were saying goodbye to E.T. at the end. Son of a bitch, why does this keep happening? Huh? Will you get out of here? Sorry!
What's all this shit?
However, there were some problems. For the scene where Elliot lures E.T. out using some sweets, the plan was to use M&Ms. But the company refused to allow this as they felt E.T. was too frightening for children and that the association would compromise their brand image. Reese's Pieces were used instead and their sales went through the roof. Nice call, M&Ms. Thankfully, they'll have ads of Linkara sneaking into their bedroom soon enough.
How the hell do I know?
Furthermore, some also accused Spielberg of plagiarizing their work in the film. Most notably, Indian director Satyajit Ray, who felt that the film had many similarities to his 1967 script The Alien, particularly in regards to the creature's physical appearance. Spielberg denied this, but in the end, Ray pursued no legal action against him as he didn't want to seem vindictive, acknowledging that he was a good director who made good films.
What's happening?
However, another plagiarism accusation came in 1984, when playwright Lisa Litchfield claimed that her one-act musical play Loki from Maldemar was used uncredited as the basis for E.T. She would go on to sue the director for an insane $750 million, but the case was dismissed shortly after due to lack of substantial evidence.
This is an accident.
E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial was released on June the 11th, 1982 and was an immediate success, grossing an incredible $792 million worldwide, surpassing Star Wars to become the highest grossing film in history and would remain so until 1993 when Spielberg would beat his own record. The film also holds the record for the longest theatrical run of all time, being shown in cinemas for over a year after its initial release. The movie was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, winning 4 for Best Original Score, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Visual Effects. However, Spielberg controversially lost both Best Picture and Best Director to Richard Attenborough's Gandhi, something that even Attenborough himself felt was a huge mistake, as he thought that E.T. was absolutely the superior film out of the two.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
The American Film Institute ranked E.T. as the 24th greatest film in history, with the famous line,
E.T. phone home,
as the 15th best quote. John Williams picked his score for the film as his favourite of all that he has composed, and the movie is still remembered as one of the greatest ever made and a staple of Spielberg's storied career. And it's not hard to see why. The production design, as always, is insane. The spaceship looks great, and something Spielberg would perfect in the years that followed this, or even in films predating E.T., was showing the subject sparingly. E.T. is kept in the darkness, making us wait. The first 5 minutes is just a slow atmosphere, a really mesmerizing opening, which is then interrupted by man. The 80s, where it was totally no big deal for a bunch of kids to be huddled around a table covered in cigarette smoke.
I'm ready to play now, you guys.
We're in the middle, Elliot. Can't you join any universe in the middle?
Why not? DC's done it a dozen times. Also, maybe I'm just greedy, but 1 pizza? They've ordered 1 pizza for all of these kids? What is that, 1 slice each? They even send the little kid out to get it on his own. Man, how times change. Now, people always talk about how charming and wonderful and family-friendly this movie is, and it is. It's a great family film. But there's a lot of scenes that could practically be a slasher movie.
Nobody go out there.
Spielberg brought George Lucas to set. Although E.T.'s first reaction to seeing Elliot will never not be funny.
An elf or a leprechaun?
It was nothing like that, penis breath.
Damn! I miss the 80s. I wasn't even around, but that's not the point. I have to say, Drew Barrymore is adorable in this. And her first time seeing him is brilliant too.
I'll be right back in 10 minutes. Stay there.
Wait, she's gonna leave her alone? She's what, 4? What was wrong with the 80s? It is hilarious how she dresses the alien up like a lady, and Elliot's reaction is even better.
Oh, God!
Elliot.
She also gets a line that wasn't even in the script, completely improvised.
I don't like his feet.
Yeah, she was actually referring to the grouping of wires coming out of the E.T. puppet. In fact, she also ad-libbed.
Only little kids can see him. Give me a break.
She was born for this. Even the more intense and dramatic scenes, she absolutely nails this performance, especially for her age.
You doing good?
What kind of horrible name is that? Gert. Fucking Gert. I'm gonna go to the toilet and drop a big fat Gert.
Too much excitement, huh?
The movie truly is wonderful. There's a sweet scene where E.T. copies all of Elliot's actions, and even the whole design of the alien is great. But why do kids in American films always have the biggest bedrooms? Look at the size of this thing. I grew up in a box that was cut in half. And had a share with a Mexican boy named Jose. Wait, how is Elliot's brother driving? He's like 14!
We're all gonna die and they're never gonna give me my license.
Oh, okay, he doesn't have a license, fair enough. Still, how is he even old enough to try? Oh well, he does have some funny moments.
You're so lame, Elliot.
Come on, Michael, he came back.
Came back? He came back? Oh my God!
And it works for the story. Elliot is so withdrawn from his family that he confides in E.T.
No TV.
Why isn't he allowed to watch TV? He's sick. Let him watch TV. It is really sweet as he teaches the alien to talk before we blow the load of both Spielberg and Lucas. And I mean Lucas because there are not one, not two,
Absolute power!
but 3 Star Wars references. Okay, I can't lie, this one's pretty clever and I love it, so I'll allow it. But some of the faces this thing pulls just crack me up. It's a true testament to Spielberg's talent. You give so much sympathy to this creature without it ever needing to actually speak. No dialogue is needed, and you feel so bad for it. But it turns out E.T. also has levitating powers, can bring flowers back from the dead, heal injuries, fly. Why doesn't it just fly home? But it also somehow gives a psychic connection to Elliot. He feels whatever the alien feels. It's not really explained very well, but then E.T. discovers some beer and both of them get wasted. The fucking 80s, man. And the alien seeing Tom and Jerry for the first time is pretty damn wholesome. And okay, this is hilarious. And the thing is, it wasn't even in the script. It was recommended by Spielberg's friend, Robert Zemeckis.
Here he is.
Where's who?
Man from the moon, but I think you killed him already.
Okay, I love this film. He even tries to heal a fake Halloween knife wound. The famous flying bike scene is so magical and whimsical. It really is a charming story about a boy and his extraterrestrial creature friend from another world. And you do really feel for the creature and beg for it to be sent back home. To the point your heart breaks for Elliot as he prepares to say goodbye.
The bald spot.
Oh, I know that too well. Wait, no!
Has it lost any hair?
He never had any hair.
Oh, I know that too well. Wait, no! And it is gut-wrenching as E.T. starts dying and Rocket Raccoon nearly eats his face. But apparently the power of love brings E.T. back from the dead. Okay, was this written by a 12-year-old girl? You know what? I don't care. For some reason, Spielberg gets a pass because it is such an awesome moment as he and all the kids fly over the street. Some of the green screens haven't aged that well, but it's just so wonderful. The movie is a truly memorable, emotional, and heartwarming story, and one told flawlessly, again, by Mr. Spielberg. There's a sauna in here. Jesus Christ, I'm filming this in May. It's gonna be May.